Hi, everyone. Allison Livingston here, 5 Steps to Connect. So glad you're interested in the challenge for April because, man, it helps motivate me when I have sort of something to wrap my brain around. And this topic is so near and dear to my heart because it's wholeheartedness. Brené Brown talks about this so well in her book, The Gifts of Imperfection. And it is about how to live from your wholeness, your whole heart. We tend to look outside ourselves for approval and validation, and we do more of what things we get positive feedback, and we do less of, we repress, we curtail things that do not get good feedback. And so we're modifying ourselves to our environment. And this is necessary. This is an important skill that humans have. However, in our families, we need to be able to be everything. We need to be able to be not only joyful, but also sad, also scared, also, unsure, uncertain. And I know in my family of origin, I really wanted to be the good girl. I got praise through doing things well, accomplishing things, being competent. I would get an A. But after a certain period of time, you realize life isn't about just getting an A. And those parts of myself that I repressed would come back later when my kids had anger or uncertainty or something, loneliness, and I would get triggered because it was so uncomfortable to me to have those feelings. So, wholeheartedness to me is about reclaiming our whole selves. And that's what we're going to learn in the challenge. Not how to be good in our heads, not how to think our way through life and fix and do well, but to really be, to be fully our whole selves, to be raw and real. And this is what resilience is all about. It's not about just being what others expect us to be. It's not about us being good, perfectionists, performers. It's about our being raw and real. And so, what we learn in the membership that I am guiding is how to really bring your whole self. And one of the things that has benefited me is Brene Brown's guideposts. So that's one of the things we look at. I've developed a curriculum called the 5 Steps to Connect, and one of the most important skills we can learn is something called life-saving listening. And I just had a very poignant, profound experience in my life. And that is my oldest daughter, who was 20, was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. And throughout that whole experience, was strong. I was a warrior. I was sort of a leader of our band, and it entailed moving to another state. It entailed changing residences. It entailed working with doctors, deciding procedures. It was amazing. It was an incredible experience. But what I realized through life-saving listening is that I had repressed so many emotions in order to show up as I needed to. And again, it's not good, bad, wrong, right. It's taking the time to go back and reprocess the emotions we aren't able to have in the moment. So if we're in Trader Joe's and we can't process an emotion at that time, we're frustrated, we're ashamed, we're whatever we are, because our child is taking things off the shelf. We need to go back in time and hold space for those emotions, for those parts of ourselves that we weren't able to see, and give them time to express and be processed so that we can release them. Because otherwise, it becomes like glue, like cement almost. And it also becomes armor where I don't have access to all of myself. So, with this experience I had just today, it was miraculous to, with a warm witness that knows about life-saving listening skills, which is non-judgment and non-fixing. It's just literally holding space for someone to express whatever they want to express. There's no shoulds, there's just what do you want to bring? And it's such an important skill and experience. And I was able to get in contact with this deep grief and this frightened self, this terrified part of me that nothing can happen to my daughter. And I was helpless to save her. I was helpless to stop her pain. I was helpless to stop this diagnosis from happening. And it got so stuffed, and being able to sit with it and just explore it and let it release. Oh my gosh, I feel like this weight has been lifted, and I I just can't say enough about this process, and I've done it for 15 years and it has changed my life. So now I want to bring it to the world because there's so much pain out there, especially in this last year of 2020. We all need support to be able to re-hold those parts of ourselves that didn't get attention, that didn't get expression. It is so healing. It is transformative. And especially as parents during a pandemic with online Zoom school, wow, there has been so much trauma. And by trauma, I mean, there's yes been death and there's been awful sadness. And, we had an experience as a family, but there's also micro traumas of hurt or of shame or of anger that we had to stuff to just keep the family going. Now we can hold it. Now we can be warm and resonant and make time for these things. So I want to teach everyone how to do this. Also, a centering to be present instead of just, again, being in our thinking mind and doing life well. Because as Brené Brown writes so beautifully, when we have our armor up, we really can't connect as we yearn to. So this is a step to, little by little, in your own choice, as you're ready, take a little bit of armor off and just explore what that feels like and how it can attract connection to you. So I hope you'll join the challenge. 3 days, there'll be Zoom calls with these life-saving listening experiences, as well as teachings every day. So please join us, sign up below, and I look forward to seeing you. I love questions, and I love just people being able to be their raw and real selves. So please come join us.